Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia is in the books and it didn't disappoint. Before the fight, the two fighters exchanged some pretty heated words during their face-off. When asked about how the fight would go, Garcia stated, "I see him getting caught with a left hook. Just slept, good night. One of the most beautiful knockouts you've seen in many years, and the whole crowd's just gonna go silent and we're all going to have to take a knee. I see that, seriously." While Davis stated, "All he talks about is that one punch. I only need one too. I touch that jaw and I'm telling you, you're going to sleep. I'm going to break your jaw. I promise you. Don't even bring your mother or your daughter." Going into the fight, both fighters have agreed to a rehydration clause, and some people thought this was an attempt from Davis to try and mess Garcia up. Garcia even thought the same thing.
He likes to fight people with no power, so he's trying to weight drain me. No, then a rehydration clause, I can't gain more than 10 pounds. There's a lot of stipulations in there that show what kind of character he has, his integrity, and the will of a competitor he has.
In fact, the rehydration clause seemed to be a bit of a hot topic for most people. Regis Prograis definitely didn't like the inclusion of the clause.
That's something I ain't gonna lie, that's some Tank part because come on, bro, Tank walked around big. Tank walks around real big too, bro. Like we saw him out of camp. Tank walks around big too. So that's some bullshit too, you know. But listen, this boxing, bro, it's all about the advantage. Every Tank is the A side, look like, and so it looked like every advantage you can get, that's what you go take.
Tim Bradley called Davis soft for even thinking of including it.
That is so soft. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it. And then he put in a 10-pound rehydration clause, bro. If that ain't cheating at his best, if that ain't trying to have the advantage, bro, like I don't know what it is, bro. Like,
and Oscar De La Hoya thought that it was a sign that Davis's team didn't think that he was ready for the fight. Oscar stated, "Catch weights and rehydration clauses, late afternoon weigh-ins, all of these petty requirements point to a team that looks to protect their fighter. I look at Tank's team's actions through the whole promotion. I'm left to wonder, do they really think this guy is ready? And why would they protect their fighter unless they think maybe he's not ready for this moment? I really believe that Tank's team is worried that he's going to lose." When Davis was asked about it himself, he tried to say that it was just assurance that it was a fair fight. Davis stated, "I mean, it's just making sure everything's fair, you know what I mean? I know that he's the bigger fighter, he already has the advantage of the height, the size, the arm length, like everything, he has the most advantage. I think it's just him out there just spreading rumours and stuff like that, and people just adding on to it. Everybody's done it before, it's part of boxing." On top of the drama with the clause, the two fighters even hinted at a bet for both the winner and the loser's purse.
You want to bet?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Let's do it. The whole purse.
You hear that? That's a bet.
Yes, let's bet. You hear me on the live? Let's bet.
So everything
For sure.
that you... No,
I know. Let's go. Let's make a contract. Let's sign it, both of us. Let's do it.
Okay, and if you
If
don't...
you really want it.
Hold on. You sure? Ron, are you sure?
I don't speak twice for myself. You already know.
This didn't sit well with quite a few people either, and one of those is MMA superstar Conor McGregor, who stated, "Has any competing fighters bet their purse against each other and then actually followed through? We should really stop doing this. Fighting is tough, it can go either way. Luck plays a hell of a part. Don't be saying you are betting your fight purse against each other because it never happens and it's stupid. Train hard, fight hard, earn your dough and then enjoy it. God bless." Of course, Ryan Garcia had to rub it in some more as he stated, "I had the vision to fight Gervonta Davis and I made it happen, and here I am right now. I just hope he's not talking about the purse he wears. We're not talking about that purse he wears, we're talking about the whole fight purse. Let's bring it on. Just staying focused and getting ready for this fight. That's it. Staying right where I am right now. Of course, this moment is one that we've been preparing for a long time, and we're ready to conquer it. I just want to say something, he's a great fighter, but he cannot stop what's going to happen to him on Saturday night. He's not going to stop it. He may be a great fighter, but I have something that he can't defeat. Nobody in this room can stop what's going to happen on April 22nd. Gervonta is going to be done, and I want him to learn a good lesson after this victory." Meanwhile, some of the biggest names in boxing laid out their predictions for how they thought the fight was going to go. Floyd Mayweather was 100% on Davis's side.
Ryan hasn't won a title yet. We can't talk about no intern belt. We don't talk about that.
that don't count. I'm gonna have Tank in the best shape of his life, and just know, when he hit that boy, he ain't gonna wake up until next year.
Damn.
Snoop Dogg was also a diehard Tank fan along the way.
What would you think if Tank and Ryan ever lock it up? I know you met Tank when he was just became a champion. So what would you think if those two lock up? Who would win that fight?
I don't know. I'm at my money on Tank.
Joe Rogan couldn't say enough good things about Gervonta Davis before the fight either.
What do you think about the
get it.
other boxing fight?
Which one?
Garcia against Tank.
Oh man, Gervonta.
I hope they make that one though.
Gervonta's something. He's so unique. Gervonta is so interesting because I think if you look at all the active boxers who are champions, he may throw the least amount of punches.
Yeah.
Because he sets guys up, and so the first few rounds, he's just calculating you, trying to find your openings, testing you, moving towards like his first round of his last fight. I mean, how many punches did he throw?
Yeah.
Like very few.
Yeah.
But goddamn, when he hits you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That dude can crack.
And to top off all of the predictions, Mike Tyson was yet another fighter on Davis's team.
Tank and Ryan.
Good fight.
Yeah, who wins? What do you think wins?
You gotta say Tank, but it's gonna, I say Tank.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, does it go all 12 rounds?
Huh?
Does it go all
I
12
don't
rounds?
think so 12, but it could. I doubt it.
Here's a look at some reactions after the fight. So what's next for the fighters? There have been some talks as to who they might want next. Ryan seemed to have his eye on one fighter in particular. Garcia stated, right after this, we're calling out Devin Haney. That's another prime on prime fight. Ryan continued, bring on Devin. I fought him 6 times in the amateurs. Now we need to have a 7th one, 3-3. There's power and obviously speed. And then you can take into consideration the timing of the punches, the ring IQ, and the mentality is going to be a big one, and the focus. Who is going to stay determined and focused the longest, because the fight here is going to take one mistake. That's how elite these guys are. Devin Haney seemed to have his eyes on another fighter, and that fighter is none other than Gervonta Tank Davis. Haney seems to view Davis's rehydration clause as a crutch, and he thinks that he's the one to bring him down a notch.
Gervonta Davis has said that he would like to fight you and Shakur next. Would you be willing to stay at 135 to fight Tank?
Yeah, of course. I would love to stay at 135 and fight the biggest names. Well, it all starts with May 20th. I got to be victorious in my next fight, and then those fights will line up. Truthfully, I wouldn't, and I couldn't, do the rehydration clause. At the end of the day, I'm the man with the belts. I'm the man with the hardware. If it was a rehydration clause, it would be something that I wouldn't do. If Ryan was to win, we could even possibly get it on at 140. I know he has trouble making 135. Obviously, the world knows I have trouble making 135. So maybe we could do it at 140.
While the drama between Davis and Haney is definitely recognizable, Davis only had one thing to say about Shakur, and he doesn't think that he'd be able to take a hit and keep going.
Some of your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson. Well, of course, he's now at 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right. So why people even talk like he the best at? He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30, or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you? All that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit?
When it came down to it, Davis versus Garcia was the fight that Garcia had always wanted though. Garcia stated, people are like, I've heard of this kid, this super speed, but what's his deal? He starts going and then he kind of disappears. I get it, but this is the fight to really make. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.